Wesatyohala Ekata Ravnar. With you all health, I am Ravnar, or Raven, whichever you prefer. Ooh. So today, we're going to discuss some history. I'm actually going to be reading out some articles that a friend sent me on drinking horns used in different parts of the world. So let's go to this article first. The article is titled Ceremonial Drinking Horn. It's on a website called the Met, or www.metmuseum.com. Nails check, but on a different platform. Yes! I'm so glad to see you. I still have nails. I'm so glad to see you. You have no idea. Ceremonial drinking horn. And it shows the artwork, of course. So there's the picture of the drinking horn. I'll upload a picture of that drinking horn directly to my YouTube channel after this live on the community section. Title: Ceremonial Drinking Horn. Date: early to mid 20th century. Geography: Cameroon. Culture: Bamum Kingdom. So that's African. So this is an African drinking horn. So I've been telling people for a while now that drinking horns aren't just part of Norse culture. They've been used around the world. And its dimensions are height 14 inches by width 11 inches and 7/8 of an inch. By depth 5.5 inches. So actually, yeah, that's actually a pretty good sized horn. They call it bone ivory containers. It's a little bit weird because it's a drinking horn, but it's not. Okay, so what does this part say here? Does it have any actual information about the horn or the culture behind it? It does not. Does not seem to have a whole lot. But that's actually, that's pretty substantial in and of itself, just showing the fact that drinking horns were used ceremonially in that culture. So that's the Bamum Kingdom in Africa that made that drinking horn in early to mid 20th century. So that's the 1900s. So that's recent. But yeah, I'll show it one more time. So, this is part of the proof that drinking horns are not just a Norse tradition. It would actually be more like that. But yeah, this is an African drinking horn that was made sometime between the early to mid 20th century in part of what is now Cameroon. So that's pretty cool. And again, this is a drinking horn that's featured at the Met Museum. And I will go to another article. This is an article from the British Museum. Let's see if this link will work. Okay. Object type, drinking horn, museum number AF1908 TY.114. Description: vessel, drinking horn made of horn, wire, copper wire, leather, and vegetable fibers. So that's pretty cool. Production: ethnic group made by the Kuba people and Bongongo. So, again, this is another, I believe, African ethnic group that was known to have made drinking horns. Its production date is between 1900 and 1908, so around that time. So they don't know the exact year that this particular drinking horn was made, but it was made around that time. Production place. It was made in the Democratic Republic of Congo, Africa, sub-Saharan Africa. So yeah, I was right. It's in Africa. So drinking horns were made in many places across the world. They're just most known for having been made in Norse culture. And I've been trying to tell people for a while, they're not just made in Norse culture. Drinking horns are actually pretty universal. And its dimensions are height, 19 centimeters, width, 36 centimeters, depth, 8.5 centimeters. But yeah, this one is one that's located in the British Museum in London, I believe. Let's see if it's got a picture of this one. It does not. Does not seem to have a picture of it. Well, the link had a picture of it, though. So let's just go back to the original link. I'm going to see, after this live, I'm going to see if I can get a better picture of this African drinking horn. So we will see. We will check. We will check a tape. Now, this next article is on www.journals.uchicago.edu. It is titled "The Rhinoceros Horn Beakers of Menelik II of Ethiopia: Materiality, Ritual, and Kingship." Abstract: 3 rhinoceros horn beakers, now held in storage at the Smithsonian Institution, were the most valuable gifts among many given by Menelik II, Emperor of Ethiopia from 1889 to 1913, to the United States Ambassador Hermann Hoffmann Philipp between 1909 and 1910. Ethiopia, surrounded on all sides by colonial powers, sought the United States as an ally to uphold its independence, while the United States was interested in opening Ethiopian markets to manufactured cotton. This article reconstructs both the ideology and diplomatic intent of this encounter through the gifting of the drinking horn beakers. Since the rhinoceros horn was considered medicinal in Ethiopian pharmacology, the cups demonstrate both the emperor's concerns with being poisoned and, by proxy, the symbolic health of the diplomatic encounter. The cups are also situated within the imperial banquet to serve honey wine. Honey wine, isn't that interesting? Mead, which is the traditional ale, the traditional alcohol, of Norse people, is considered a honey wine. So this is very interesting. I hereby illustrate that the use and display of the beakers in this setting were allegories for Ethiopian imperialism and historicism enacted through the mechanism of stacking and distributing the cups among the invited guests. This is almost identical to the role that drinking horns often take in Norse culture. It has the same exact associations, but that's just the abstract. Let's see if I can access the full text. Okay, so I'll need to actually create an account with this website to gain access to the full text. I will do that later after this live. So I guess you could kind of consider this live an introduction to the topic. But and I will get all of the pictures and stuff like that of the drinking horns that I've referenced so far in this video. But yeah, these are African drinking horns, and these are articles that show that drinking horns were actually part of multiple African cultures as well, and that they even served functions and had symbolism that's almost identical to those of Norse drinking horns. So this is actually really intriguing. I'm fascinated by this. But yeah, that's all I'm going to do for this live right now. I will be live again later because I've got some other stuff that I need to go do. But I figured I would at least go live for a few minutes and get people appetized on this topic of discussion. So thank you very much for watching my live broadcast. If you enjoyed this, please subscribe, hit the like button. It would really help me out. If you have any questions, put them in the comment section down below. Please share this out with your friends, anybody that's interested in learning about drinking horns. And if you're new to my content, I am a drinking horn maker by trade. I make and sell traditional Norse Viking drinking horns. And if you would like to commission some custom ones, I will have the information down in the description below. I will have links to like my online store and stuff like that. But thank you very much for watching. With Satya Hala, with you all health, grow strong and think deep.